Alright guys, what is up? So I am a 39 years old, dual European citizen, and today I'm gonna talk about the reasons why, in my opinion, we are dying, you and me. If you are coming from a so-called rich country, you and me are dying. I believe the rich countries are dying. And it's not only in the Western world, of course, US, Canada, and Australia, New Zealand, you have the same problem. Western Europe does have the problem. It's even worse in Japan. In Korea, it's crazy. It's even happening now in China. And when it comes to this problem, I'm gonna talk about in a few seconds, Eastern Europe and Russia aren't better off. I'm talking about the birth rate. Why we don't make kids anymore. Why the birth rate is so low in our countries, in the so-called rich countries. Even though Eastern Europe and Russia aren't so-called rich countries, they are still better off than Africa, for example. Okay, so why we don't make kids anymore? I see around me, I don't have kids. I am almost 40 years old, even though I do want to have kids later on, but I tend to postpone it. Around me, most of my middle-aged, friends don't have kids. Some have kids, but only one kid. I know one guy who has 2 kids, and that's all. Times are changing. For example, when I look at my parents made 3 kids, okay, and my grandparents combined, they made 11 kids. I don't have kids yet. My brothers don't have kids yet. And I see around me, there aren't much kids anymore around, Why we don't make kids anymore? Why we tend to not have kids, to go child-free, or why we tend to postpone, having kids? So here are my reasons. Here are the reasons I think the rich countries are dying. The first problem, of course, is the cost of living. It's going insane since, the so-called pandemic. Not gonna say today what I think about the so-called pandemic, but since then, the cost of living is getting only higher very quickly, and the wages don't keep up with the higher and only higher cost of living. I read a lot about what's going on in the US currently, and there the cost of living is getting very high. Here in France, it's getting higher, of course, but it's still okay. But I look, for example, what happens in Russia. In Russia, a country I spent over 10 years in. I'm looking, reading a lot about Japan and some other countries in Eastern Europe. The cost of living is getting very high compared to the salaries, the incomes of average incomes of people, and it's just more difficult to afford kids, because kids is first a lifetime commitment. It's not like a dog, when you get yourself a dog will live, let's say, for 12, 15 years, but a child will live for 80, 90 years. Your child will be hopefully around when you will die, maybe in 40, 50 years. So it's a lifetime commitment first, and it does cost money. And some people say, yeah, but it does cost money only for 18 years. No, it's not the way it is anymore. Now, your kids will have to rely on you for maybe 25, 30, 35 years in this economical situation now, if things aren't getting better quickly. So you need money to afford it. And will you be able to afford it? And for how long will you be able to afford it? That's an important question. And most people can't afford having kids. No, it's expensive to have kids. Okay, that's the first reason. So if you don't want to spend the money, if you don't have the money for kids, or you don't want to spend the money, you rather spend your money traveling or buying fancy cars, or invest your money in stocks or in real estate. I don't know, you name it. Of course, there isn't much left for the kids. So that's the first thing you have to bear in mind. It's the cost. Next is the difficulty to find, a partner. With feminism, with all these, people saying, yeah, being, masculine is toxic and so on. It's difficult to find a partner. I'm pretty lucky, I found my wife in Russia 10 years ago, and we are happy together. But I have some friends, they have everything, they make good money, they have real estate, they have fancy cars, motorbikes, they are not dumb, they are good guys, they are of good character, but they can't find wives because, it's too difficult to find a wife nowadays in the Western world. In Russia, it's a little bit better, but for example, in Japan, I've heard it's getting only worse. Here in Western Europe, it's insane, very difficult to find a wife if you're a man, a wife you would like to have kids with, you would like to build a family, and see long term. It's very difficult. Okay, so if you can't find a wife, but you won't have kids because you can make your kids alone. Okay, and if you're a woman, if you're a woman and you can find a man, you most likely won't have kids. So yeah, more and more difficult to find a partner, a reliable partner. I don't like the word partner, by the way. I prefer to talk about, a wife or a husband. Very difficult to find now. So people tend to not have kids or to postpone it, saying, okay, I can't find, the right partner now. Let's postpone. Let's see in 5 years, 10 years. The problem is, time goes on, and one day you will be freaking 50 years old and you won't be able to have kids anymore, especially if you are a woman. If you are a man, it's still okay, but if you're a woman, you're 50 years old, and you don't have kids yet, and you want kids, you're fucked, okay? So that's the problem. Another problem, okay? These are the main reasons, I think. And the next reason, most people say it's the most important reason, but I mean here in Europe, but I don't believe in it. People just want to have fun, to enjoy, as they say, their life, to travel, to spend, money on fancy stuff. There is some truth to that, but I don't think it's the main reason, because when you get a little bit older, for example, I'm almost 40 years old, I don't think that way, So of course I've been there, I've done that, I've had the girls, I've traveled a lot, so I don't need to anymore, I know what it is, I've got this experience, But if you're 25 years old, when I was 25 years old, for example, I just wanted to travel the world, to have a lot of girls, to party, to have, a lot of life experience. And I wasn't thinking about having kids whatsoever. Okay? Now I'm getting older and I would like to. But, when you're young, you tend to, in this society, in the European, American societies, people, when they are young, doesn't matter if you're a woman or a man, they would they just want to enjoy their life and more, to have some to get some more life experience, which tends to postpone, having kids. And don't take seriously people you meet. When you're 25 years old, you don't want to get into a relationship, so you tend to sometimes to miss the right person. You could meet the right person, but you don't want to go into a relationship with this person because you want to enjoy your life first, which postpones everything. And sometimes it's too late. Sometimes, some women want to have kids, but it's too late for them. Some men, they are already 50 years old, so I'm already old, I don't have the energy, and it's a lifetime commitment, and I don't have that much money, so let's go child free, That's the way you think. So here is my opinion. Tell me in the comment below what you guys think. Smash that like button and share this video. Subscribe, or consider subscribe if you haven't yet. Comment below. Check the links in the description, and talk to you soon. But I think, these are the main reasons why we don't have kids anymore and why the rich, so-called rich countries are dying. But not only the rich countries. For example, in Russia, it's the same. People don't make kids anymore. Not enough, not enough kids. They still make kids, but not enough, Here in France, it's more or less okay because of the immigration, which comes with some other problems I'm going to talk about in another video. But in Italy, the birth rate is crazy. In Germany, it's the same. In Eastern Europe, it's even worse. In Japan, in Korea, it's catastrophic. catastrophic with the R, with the Eastern European accent. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Talk to you soon, guys. Take care. And yeah, have a good one. Cheers from France.